Hi guys, today's notes are on chapter 8. This was your homework, AS Algebra 2, and we're going to call it 8.2a, please. Second topic, more explicit rules. So we're going to be writing only explicit rules today, okay? Put recursive aside for now. And we're going to write rules for the nth term given now instead of a pattern, right, or a sequence. I'm going to give you two specific terms of that sequence, and you won't be able to use, the pattern or the sequence to figure out what you're adding or subtracting by here. So in this case, if I give you two terms, what you can do is plug it into your formula 2 times because you'll have two unknowns, which is difference and a sub 1, and then you can solve for your unknowns. Okay, so this is my n, and this is a sub n, and this will be my other n, and this will be my other a sub n. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug it in twice. So I'll have 17 equals, I don't know a sub 1, I don't know d, but I know this is going to be 7 minus 1. Okay. My second equation will be 93 equals a sub 1 plus d times 26 minus 1. Okay, so this gives me, just to jump, we're going to do 6 times d. So it'll be 17 equals a sub 1 plus 6d. And this will be 93 equals a sub 1 plus 25d. Okay. Well, we can subtract them, right? So if you guys take the second equation and you subtract it from the first one, then you can cancel out this. Okay, now just be really careful. It's 17 minus 93, which will be negative 76 equals negative 19d. Okay, so I'm subtracting 6 minus 25d. Okay, divide by negative 19, and you get d equals 4. Well, once you have d equals 4, you can plug it into either equation. Plug in and solve for a sub 1. Okay, so I pick the one with smaller numbers always. I don't know my first term, but I know now my change is adding 4, and then I know that it's going to be 7 minus 1 still. Okay, so it'll be 17 equals a sub 1 plus 4 times 6, and you subtract 24 on both sides, and you get negative 7 equals to a sub 1. That's not your final answer. Please plug it back in to write a rule. I have negative 7 plus 4 n minus 1. And don't forget to always simplify your equation. Oh, sorry. Negative 11 plus 4n. Okay. I will not take an unsimplified equation as a final answer. Okay. You guys try the next 3. Number 4 does have fractions, so I'll try it yourself, but I'll also do that in just a moment. I'm not going to give you the answers for 2 and 3, but you should get whole numbers. So let's check this one then. I'm going to start off the exact same way. So why don't you guys get to a certain point, see if you can set up the equation yourself. So negative 5 plus 8 is 3. And then I'm just going to be sure. This will be negative 9d. So divide by -9, and d equals 3 over -9, which is the same as -1/3. Okay. Plug it in. A sub 1 plus, minus I should say, times 18 minus 1. Okay, so it'll be -5 equals to a sub 1 minus 1 over 3 times 17. I'm going to change this to -15 over 3, so we have common denominators. And then I'm going to add 17 over 3 and add 17 over 3, which is 2 over 3 equals a1. Okay, so now I can solve. 2/3 minus 1/3 and minus 1. So that'll equal to minus 1 over 3n plus 1/3. Well, 2/3 plus 1/3 is 1 minus 1/3 n. Okay. Get comfortable with fractions. I don't ever want to see decimals. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't ever want to see decimals on these. Okay, always fractions. Okay, so let's move on. On the back, we are going to write a rule for the nth term of the geometric sequence. Same idea, right? Like we plug in what we can, and originally when we did this one, we plugged in what we could and then we got stuck because we didn't have a1 or d, but then we plugged in everything that we're given. So here, I'm also going to plug in everything I'm given and see if I can then move forward to see what I'm missing. Okay. So keeping in mind that the subscript is always n, and the number it equals to is always the a of n. And so I have 9 equals, I don't know a sub 1, I know r is 3, and I know n is 3. So that gives me 3 minus 1 is 2, 3 squared is 9, which means a1 equals to 1. Now geometric is sort of my favorite because there's no simplifying that you have to do. So once you have all your terms, you just plug in your a1 and your r, and you're done. Okay, please don't multiply. Just like we did last semester, this is like or last chapter. This is your principal, this is your multiplier. They're not the same, right? You can't combine like terms. Try number 2 yourself. And then when you're ready, we'll do number 3 together. You'll notice that number 3 looks more like the problems that we did in the front, right? We don't have r, and we don't have, actually we do have a1. So we could plug in everything we know into one function. I'm going to write the formula one more time. Okay. So since this is a1, a sub 1, right? I don't want to use that as my n. I'm going to use this 4 as n, and this is my a sub n. So I have everything I need, technically. 88 equals a sub 1 times, oh, sorry, that's 11. R to the 4 minus 1. So we have 88 equals 11 times r to the 3rd power. Oh, I could have divided by 11 first. Technically, I should have done that, right? Because we're multiplying 11 times something. So I'm going to divide by 11, divide by 11. Which give me 8 equals r cubed. We're going to cube root it, or take it to the 1/3 power. If you can do that in your head, great. But if you can't, your calculator can do it for you. R equals 2. And then you're going to plug in everything you know. A sub 1 is 11 times 2 to the n minus 1. Oops, sorry. So what happens if I'm not given a sub 1 then? well, then it's more of a pain in the butt, and you can't just plug it into one equation. You don't have enough information. So then this is 12 equals a sub 1 times r to the 2 minus 1. And then this one will be negative 768 equals a sub 1 times r to the 5 minus 1. Okay. So you have to sort of decide, like, what can you solve for, right? And so, like, how can we simplify this? So here I can say 12 equals a sub 1 times r to the 1 power. And this is negative 768 equals a sub 1 times r to the 4th. Well, the r's have exponents that are much more complicated. The a's are pretty consistent, right? So here we're going to solve for a sub 1. Because they both have just an a sub 1 with no exponents. So I'm going to divide by r. I get a equals 12 over r. And I can then take this and plug it in. Cross out one of the r's, right? You get negative 768 equals to 12 times r cubed. Divide by 12 divided by 12. Sorry, I'm checking that on my calculator. And that'll give you negative 64 equals to r cubed. Cube root both of them, and you get r equals, or both sides, negative 4. And so then we have a sub n equals, and I still don't know what a sub 1 is. Oops, sorry there. Right? So what I have to do then is plug this back in, and you get a sub 1 equals 12 over negative 4, which equals to negative 3. Okay. Try the last one yourself. You should be good to go.